Shalom, I give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. I give double honors to our apostles and elders, great millstone. Salutations to all you sincere brothers pushing this word out across the four corners of the earth. The title of this lesson, Our Many Distractions. And the word distract goes into to turn or draw away a person or the mind aside or away from any object. And it also means to divert the attention from any point toward another point. So as the hopeful elect of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, each brother and also sister as well going to have many distractions trying to reach that goal. And that ultimate goal or reward is the kingdom of heaven. So Satan, which is a son of the Heavenly Father Yahweh, his job and main purpose is to deviate the elect from reaching that goal. So he's going to possess his different minions. He's going to have his many devices. And he's also going to put his vibration upon these people that are in the world to divert us from reaching that point. So we have to be mindful in the spirit to know while we're walking in this journey or this race, there's going to be things out here to deviate us from reaching that goal at the end. But at the same time, just know all these things that we have to go through, that's going to be worth it at the very end. And this is the book of Hebrews, the 12th chapter and the first verse. Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which do so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us. So a part of patience, it comes with suffering. So that's why it says in the book of Sirach, the 2nd chapter, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. So it's going to be all types of devices and snares and gins that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is going to allow Satan to lay out here before us. So we have to think of this as a journey or a race. And throughout our various journeys and races that we go through, we're going to have different objects and things that are going to deviate us from reaching that goal. Sometimes I liken this journey as the video game Mario Brothers. As you can see, once he's starting off at the beginning of that mission, he might be in a little smaller version. And while he's on that course to reach that goal, you see all the little things or objects are trying to deviate him from reaching that main target. And regarding that Mario Bros video game, notice throughout the mission, he's allowed to grow bigger and stronger due to the different aids that's out there for him. Then the next thing you know, he might get distracted by one of those different obstacles and get knocked back down to that smaller version. So on a spiritual sense, that's us. The more we walk into our mission or our journey, the more the different distractions and the obstacles come for us. Because we are main targets in that spiritual realm on that left-hand side. So they're going to do anything to distract us. So we might get knocked down. So as it says in the book of Proverbs, the just man falleth 7 times, but he rises up again. So that's how we got to be through the spirit. And our different aids or spiritual nourishments are the tools that Yahweh Yahushua gave us in this ministry to help us to get back on our feet and walk back on that straight and narrow path. So that's us in the spirit in this journey. And first and foremost, we are our biggest enemies. You might have self-doubt. You might have low self-esteem. You might start getting crazy, weird, and wicked thoughts in your head. You might have family issues. You might have problems with your job or people in your workplace. You might have problems with your different bills by paying them on time. Or you just might have money issues in general. You might have an idea for a video that things that should start happening soon you start your video. So these are nothing but obstacles or many distractions. Anything to divert your attention from that goal. So be mindful, that's part of Satan's job. And this is 1 Thessalonians, the 3rd chapter and the 1st verse. Wherefore, when we could no longer forbear, we thought it good to be left in Athens alone, and sent Timotheus, our brother and minister of Yahweh, and our fellow laborer in the gospel of Yahushua, to establish you and to comfort you concerning your faith, that no man should be moved by these afflictions. So anything that we have to go through in our different walks in this journey of ours, be mindful of that end goal by receiving those palms and crowns by the greatest man that ever walked this earth. So we have to be mindful and think that we can't let these things knock us off our paths. And if it do knock us off our paths, be sure to get up in the spirit and keep walking toward that main goal. So that's why Apostle Paul stated that no man should be moved by these afflictions. For yourselves know that we are appointed thereunto. And that's going to our different customized or designated afflictions that Yahweh Bashim Abishai is going to bring upon us via Satan. Every brother is going to have different afflictions they go through, but at the same time, just know that your fellow laborer in the truth is suffering as well. They are going through different obstacles too. So that no man should be moved by these afflictions, for yourselves know that we are appointed thereunto. So just think about all our great forefathers and prophets that's in the scriptures. They all went through hell. And the main character you already know, Yahweh Shai. Look what he had to go through to get that position in the spiritual realm. Then it's going to be physically manifested on the earthly realm. But look at all the afflictions, all the persecutions, all the false accusations upon him. He had to bear that. So as ambassadors or followers of Yahweh Shai, we're supposed to be in that mindset and think that we have to bear it as well. Yahweh Shai went through that hour of temptation, and his hopeful elect, Lord willing, we are part of it. We're going to go through that hour of temptation as well. So we cannot let these different afflictions, temptations, burdens, or distractions move us from reaching that goal, and that's the kingdom of heaven. Verse 4, for verily, when we were with you, we told you before that we should suffer tribulation. So as us watching the prophecies, things going on in this world, things are moving a lot faster. But at the same time, it might seem like these prophecies are tarrying. So by just being patient, you are suffering the flesh at that. Because this world teaches us conveniency. Obey your thirst. Just do it. But when you come through the knowledge of Yahweh Bashim Shai, it teaches you key points like not being impulsive. Stay patient. Stay low profile. Remain your integrity. And the list goes on. So we should suffer tribulation, even as it came to pass, and you know. And this is Romans, the 8th chapter, the 34th verse. Who is he that condemneth? It is Yahweh Shai that died, yea, rather, that is risen again, who is even at the right hand of Yahweh, who also maketh intercession for us. So Yahweh Shai, he had to go through that same journey, that same path, that same race. And throughout that journey, he caught hell. He had many distractions. But at the same time, he had that spiritual tunnel vision. And he was focused upon that goal. And as you can see, he got rewarded in the spiritual realm. And he's just patiently waiting right now to get rewarded on this physical realm. And he's making intercessions for us, the hopeful elect. He's that middleman between the hopeful elect and the Most High Yahweh. Because Yahweh Shai knows exactly what we are going through. Because he had to bear it himself here on earth. So he's making intercessions for us and talking to Yahweh and being that mediator. Verse 35, who should separate us from the love of Yahweh Shai? Should tribulation or distress or persecution or famine or nakedness or peril or sword? So we got to be in that mindset that nothing that we go through in this truth should separate us from Yahweh Shai. We can't let anything that disconnect us, keep us astray, deviate us from reaching that main goal. And as you can see in this different walks of ours, we have been going through many different obstacles. And just like I mentioned earlier in that video game, the Mario Brothers, on that level 1, once you go through those different obstacles and at the end of that course, you reach your goal, then you will go to level 2, level 3, level 4. And as you are going through those different levels, it's getting more harder. It's getting more intense. It's getting more fiery. So that's how we are in this journey of ours. Once you pass that test on level 1, here come level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, level 6, and the list goes on. It gets more restricted. It gets more harder. It gets more tighter. So who should separate us from the love of Yahweh Shai? Should tribulation? No. Or distress? No. or persecution? No. And that's the time frame that we're coming to with this hour of temptation, with this mark of the beast, which is the microchip, is going to be implemented out here across the whole world. And that's going to be that main test. So that's why we're getting built up and going through our different obstacles and distractions right now, so we can be built up and have our integrity, Lord willing, to face these hard times, Jacob's trouble. So we cannot let anything disconnect us from reaching that main goal, that target, that reward, that prize. And it says, or famine, or nakedness, or peril, or sword. And as you can read from Apostle Paul, his different accounts, he called hell. But at the same time, he still said he still had care for the churches. So he was still doing the work in the midst of all the hell that he was going through. So these are very good examples for us as sincere brothers to learn from and follow after that manner. And it says, verse 36, and it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. We are accounted as sheep for the slaughter. As us become this new creature, those old ways are gone. But at the same time, how Satan works, and one of his many alternative names is demon, which his name goes into intelligence. He'll go and uses different things that we once desired back in the old world, when we were that old man. And he'll utilize that while we're walking in these different journeys of ours to entice us, to get us to go back and deviate us from the truth. Or he might put his vibration on a person or people, or allow some type of event or occurrence to happen just to get us out of our character. So for thy sake we are killed all the day long, because it's vexing in this captivity. Only reason why Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua is allowing us to have breath is to continue to do the work, because everything else really doesn't matter if you really just look at the real perspective of everything. And like Apostle Rakah stated not too long ago, we're not living, we just exist here. And that's so true. Especially the more you go through this truth, the more you're going to start hating this place, the more you're going to start hating people in this world, especially the ones of our people that still get caught up into the fashion of this world. As it says in the book of Ecclesiastes, he that increaseth in knowledge, increaseth in sorrow. So we are killed all the day long. But at the same time, while we're being killed, that's building us up in the spiritual aspect. Like back in the day, once we had to do term papers, we were likened unto those spiritual rough drafts. And all these different distresses, persecutions, all these different trials and tribulations, all these different distractions, any obstacles that we're going through, that's building us up through the spirit. And that's making us that polished draft. So we can be blameless in the eyes of Yahweh Shai. So Lord willing, that none of the stuff that we're going through right now or in our past is not vain. It's making us better in the spirit and making us that beautiful bride in the eyes of Yahweh Shai. Verse 37, nay, in all things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. And that's why Yahweh Shai called his disciples beloved. Goes into that high value, high prize, someone that he looks at as dearly. And that's only talking about the elect of the nation Israel. So Lord willing, that we are those conquerors in the spirit, and we can be able to receive those beautiful crowns and palms by the greatest man that ever walked this earth, Yahweh Shai. Verse 38, for I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come. And all these things listed are nothing but distractions to deviate you from reaching a reward. Verse 39, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature should be able to separate us from the love of Yahweh, which is in Yahweh Shai our Lord. So nothing that we go through should separate us or disconnect us from reaching that main goal, which is the kingdom of heaven. Because in this world, it's easy to go off. It's easy to commit sin. When you're trying to do something right in a world that promotes nothing but wrongdoing, and that's where the resistance comes, because your spirit is fighting the flesh. So the more that you're trying to build up your spirit and try to do right in the eyes of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, the more Satan's going to send those different distractions to entice you with your different lusts or desires that you once had back in the world as that old creature. And just think about it, it's all spiritual. Just like us as the hopeful elect on the right-hand side, we like doing our daily videos. We like edifying the sincere brothers and sisters. We like being charitable and being good brothers amongst each other. So we know through the Spirit that's pleasing to Yahweh Yahweh Shai. On the flip side, Satan and his minions, they like to do their job and their position that they're told to do because they want to please Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai as well. But the good thing about it, that the right hand is always stronger than the left. So if Yahweh Shai with us, who can be against us? So no one or nothing can knock us off our course, Lord willing. And this is Philippians, the 3rd chapter and the 13th verse. Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind, that old man, that old lifestyle, that old creature when you was once back in the world. So forget those things which are behind, and reaching forth unto those things which are before, because His truth is like unto living waters. Living waters steadily flowing. You're steadily growing. So don't be looking backwards. Y'all look forward. And what's forward? The kingdom of heaven. As you can see, with all these biblical prophecies happening right before our very own eyes, we are so close. So Lord willing that Yahweh Yahweh shall give us that spirit that we continue to endure no matter what we go through. Nothing shall separate us from the love of Yahweh Yahweh Shai. And that's the best mindset to pray to Yahweh B'Shem Shai in, to keep us in that mindset that we maintain our integrity in you, even if we are faced death, no matter what we go through. Give us that spirit, Baba Kushah, Yahweh Yahweh Shai, that we continue to endure. We maintain our integrity. If I had to go out, I go out with integrity by believing in you, Yahweh Yahweh Shai, not going back into the world or not falling for Satan's devices or anything like that. Verse 14, I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of Yahweh in Yahweh Shai. And that prize is going to that divine heavenly reward. Linking right up with 2nd Ezra, the 2nd chapter. Sir, who are these? These are the ones that put off that mortal clothing and put on that immortal clothing. These are the ones that look forward to Yahweh Shai changing their vile bodies so they can be likened to the fashion of Yahweh Shai's body. Being programmed with the laws of Yahweh Yahweh Shai, 100%. Being programmed with that flesh or heart, which is that new spirit, and get rid of that stony heart. So that's going back to that high calling, because what we're in, this is a very high calling and something to be thankful and grateful for. Just think about all the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans in the world, and just look where their mindsets are. They're still voting. They're still counting on America coming back. They still trying to make America great again. But Yahweh Yahweh Shai called us into this beautiful ministry to understand His mysteries, His secrets. So that's just something to be thankful and grateful about. So knowing that, we should press toward the mark for the prize. And let's talk about the kingdom of heaven, that everlasting glory, everlasting rulership, everlasting sovereignty. No more pain, no more hurt, no more cries, no more suffering. So that's what we're supposed to press toward too. That's the hopeful elect, and Lord willing that we are. So that concludes the lesson, our many distractions. And with that, hope y'all was edified. Y'all stay strong, hold on. Shalom.